Hey, Dante. Joey Mastretta with Clutch Points. I wanted to ask, just how was your offseason, and what did you work on the most this offseason?
Yeah, I mean, my off season, was a lot of playing. Obviously after NBA Finals, I was pretty much straight to Australia, and then it was, training camp with the Oz team, and then over to the Olympics, and then a little bit of downtime. But I think the biggest thing that I worked on, and I try to do it every off season, is I'm a bigger guard, so just the back down game and kind of working out of short corner pick and rolls. I think it's something that I can get to a lot too. So hopefully I can implement that this year.
Dante, we know this team is going to come with a lot of expectations, especially coming after a finals run. But what do you think is the thing that this team grasped the most just by making it to the finals and coming up short?
Yeah, I think it's the experience of it all. Not that it took us by surprise. I thought everyone felt that we deserved it and we should be there, but just getting there and being like, okay, this is it. Like, we're this close, and I think that hunger is going to drive us and everything that we do going forward today. I think every team I've been at, obviously the thing you say at the start of the season before training camp is, we want to be in the finals. We want to, make an impact in the playoffs. And we did truly believe it last year, and we were able to do that. But I think coming into this year, we know that we can, and we know that we have the ability, 1 through 15, to do that.
And then Jason Kidd talked a lot about just competition during this training camp. He's going to encourage it, instigate it. What does that mean to you? We know there's a pretty stacked group of guards in that backcourt depth, but just how do you plan to approach the competition aspect of it?
Yeah, no, I think the biggest thing when I signed here last year, I wanted everything just to be up for grabs, minutes, everything. I didn't want to be handed anything, and I think that goes for a lot of people in the locker room. We want to earn our minutes, earn our spot, and it's just going to be a competitive way to start off the season, and it's going to just propel us into the start of the season that we're going to be ready and prepared.
If I could take you back to the Olympic experience a little bit, just can you kind of explain how competitive that is? Because there were so many teams that seemed like they had chances to medal this year, and and there's only 3 medals to go around.
Yeah, I mean this is obviously one of the most anticipated Olympic Games ever. I would say, I think just with the quality of teams and players at the Olympics alone, not only just in the U.S. but everywhere else. We didn't medal. Germany didn't medal. There was Canada didn't medal. There was a lot of teams that you'd put them any other year medaling for sure. So I think that just shows the growth of basketball and how it's just going in this great direction, that every country is just investing a lot into basketball players and their basketball programs. But I think for me, it's it's exciting going into those international competitions. It's kind of like a little bit of a breath of fresh air, just to play for a month, play to win. You only get to play 5, 6 games together to do something great for your country, and it's obviously an honor to do that every time I get the chance to.
And Buford with LandonBuford.com. Lauren Jackson didn't play too much in the Olympics, but obviously coming back from several serious injuries. Just your thoughts about her just being on the bench and just what she's done for Australia basketball.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to her a bit, and she's over there killing the NBL one and doing great. And I think what she's done for women's basketball in Australia has just been amazing. She's the icon of it, and I think just to even go to 5 Olympic Games, that's incredible for anybody. And I think she would play, even though she didn't play much on that team, she played an incredible part in getting them that bronze medal. They were struggling a lot through the tournament. They lost their first game to Nigeria, and I think without her leadership and talking to the coaches and their staff that I knew, they needed her on that team. So I think that goes a long way in showing that it's not just about the 5 on the court, but also the support that you have on the bench too.
I wanted to ask you, how is your finger doing? And if you're not a full participant yet in practice, when do you expect to be fully back from that injury?
Yeah, no, my finger, yeah, it was obviously a crazy thing that happened. But I was playing a week and a half later in the Olympics. I obviously missed that first game, but I played a week and a half later. So I'm in full practice and everything. But obviously, just because my summer's been so crazy and going, I wasn't in a lot of stuff. But yeah, no, I'm fully healthy, fully ready to go.
All right, guys, we got 2 left.
Right here in the front, Valencia King, Real Talk Sports. Appreciate your time. I talked to you a little bit during the season about parenthood. This is off season. Now you're juggling that as well. Did that teach you anything about balancing it all?
Yeah, it's been a bit tough. Obviously I was away, doing a lot of the Olympic stuff, but coming back here and I've had about the last month and a half just to, be at home, just work out, come home and being dad and not have to travel. It's been great. I think just every day seeing her grow and develop as a little human being and just the little things that she does. I think I try and talk to, some of the younger players, and it's just something they wouldn't understand. I know I didn't understand it when I was because, I walk in, I'll be like, oh, like she grabbed something and smiled, like she knew what it was, and they're like, so. But no, it's just amazing to see.
Dante, you had such a strong start to last season, and then, it was around January where you just earned the starting berth, and you started having the plantar issue. I wondered how much reflecting you did after that. It took you a while to get back to the lineup, and then by then, your opportunities weren't all that plentiful. And I wonder if you ever got back to that pre-January. By the time you came back, were you able to get back to that?
Yeah, no, I think, obviously I was playing really well. And I mean, you can look at it and say that, the stats and everything, I was playing amazing. But, getting back into lineup and fighting, it was hard. But I think for the minutes that I was given and the opportunities that I was given, I was doing the most and everything that I could have. So, yeah, the stats weren't the same. But if you look at it as a basketball mind and someone watching the game, I felt like contributing just as much.
Awesome. Thanks, Dante. Appreciate it.